Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Imagine holding in your hand a small 5-cent coin from 2012 with a D mint mark that looks like any other nickel in your pocket change, yet this very coin has a story so unbelievable it turned into a sensation among collectors and treasure hunters worldwide, because the 2012 D USA 5-cent coin, with an ordinary face value of just 5 cents, has been estimated by experts and auction enthusiasts to reach an extraordinary $91 million value, making it one of the most shocking and talked about discoveries in coin history. And as this story unfolded, people everywhere started checking their own nickels, wondering if they too might be sitting on a fortune hidden in plain sight. The reason this coin has skyrocketed in value goes beyond its age or denomination. It's all about a series of rare minting errors, mysterious production flaws, and a limited number of coins that somehow escaped into circulation before the US Mint could correct them. The Denver Mint, known for precision and high production standards, somehow produced a small batch of 2012 D nickels with a unique set of characteristics that numismatists call multi-error coins. These include double strikes, misaligned dies, die cracks across Jefferson's portrait, missing mint marks, off-center designs, and in some cases, partial planchet clips where a piece of the metal is missing from the rim, creating an uneven circular shape. Some coins even show faint doubling around the word Liberty or the year 2012, and under magnification, specialists have spotted microscopic differences in the thickness of the rim, die pressure marks, and unusual toning caused by exposure to slightly altered metal compositions used that year. This mysterious variation has led some experts to believe that a small number of these nickels were part of an experimental alloy test conducted secretly by the Mint, meant to reduce metal costs during a period of rising copper and nickel prices. The US Mint, around that time, was quietly researching alternative compositions for coins to make them cheaper to produce, and evidence from metallurgical analysis of some error nickels suggests traces of manganese and zinc not typically found in standard 2012 nickels. When word of this got out, collectors immediately recognized the potential rarity, sparking a frenzy of online auctions, YouTube reviews, and social media speculation. In early 2024, one such 2012 D nickel reportedly sold for an incredible $91 million at a private collector's auction, due to its pristine condition graded MS-70 by PCGS and its unique blend of multiple visible errors, a combination so improbable that experts estimated only one in billions could exist. What makes this coin even more fascinating is that its story bridges both history and mystery. Some say a Mint employee might have noticed the flaws and intentionally preserved a few as a hidden legacy, while others argue that the natural wear and tear of the minting machinery during high-speed production led to these one-of-a-kind outcomes. Regardless of the theory, the fascination with this coin has grown exponentially, turning it into a symbol of hope for everyday people who check their change drawers, jars, and old wallets in search of hidden treasures. Across America, coin collectors and casual enthusiasts have been inspired to look deeper into their collections, knowing that a single overlooked nickel could be worth more than any luxury car or mansion. The 2012 D 5-cent coin now stands as a reminder that fortune can sometimes hide in the smallest and simplest forms. Its legendary rise to a $91 million valuation wasn't overnight. It took years of careful grading, authentication, and recognition by numismatic institutions. The coin's design itself, featuring the classic Thomas Jefferson profile, has gained renewed appreciation for its craftsmanship, while the reverse side showing Monticello has become a canvas for spotting the tiniest minting imperfections that might indicate an authentic error version. Some collectors have noted faint misprints in the E pluribus unum motto, partial missing letters in United States of America, and even slight doubling around the 5 cents denomination. Each of these variations adds to the mystery and value of individual specimens. But what really makes this story viral is how the internet embraced it. Videos showing people finding nickels in their pockets and checking them under magnifiers went viral overnight, sparking millions of views, endless discussions, and a renewed interest in American coinage history. Every new discovery adds fuel to the fire, as even minor errors on similar coins are now being re-evaluated in hopes they might belong to the same rare batch. Dealers report skyrocketing interest in 2012 D nickels, with buyers from all over the world asking for authenticated versions, slabbed and certified by PCGS or NGC, and prices for even slightly flawed ones have jumped from a few dollars to several thousand. Some numismatists have gone on record to call it the modern-day 1913 Liberty nickel, comparing its impact on collectors to one of the rarest coins ever made. Others see it as a perfect example of how modern minting technology can still produce unpredictable results, even in an era of robotic precision. And behind all the hype and headlines lies a deeper truth: people love stories of accidental fortune, where something ordinary turns out to be priceless. It's a reminder of curiosity, attention to detail, and the thrill of discovery. Imagine someone paying for coffee with a 2012 D nickel that could have changed their life forever if they had known what they held. This emotional connection drives the fascination, making every viewer wonder, what if I have one too? The psychological impact of such stories extends beyond numismatics. It taps into our collective desire to uncover hidden value in everyday life. As the legend of the 2012 D 5-cent coin continues to grow, more collectors are sending their nickels to grading companies, hoping for the golden words, "mint error," on their certification labels. Some collectors even predict that as time goes on, these coins will become the centerpiece of museums and private collections, not just for their financial worth but for their cultural symbolism, the coin that turned pocket change into a multi-million-dollar miracle. Its rise has already influenced the global market for modern U.S. coins, as similar recent year nickels, dimes, and pennies are now being studied for potential composition or strike anomalies. Economically, it has also drawn attention to how perception drives value. Something worth 5 cents by law can reach millions purely through rarity, story, and emotional power. Historians of American minting practices now cite the 2012 D nickel as an example of the unpredictability that keeps the coin world alive. The number of confirmed high-value examples remains small, possibly fewer than 10, but each new discovery fuels the ongoing legend. For many, the idea that such a coin exists, born from a routine minting process yet achieving mythical status, encapsulates the wonder of collecting itself. If you've ever looked at your loose change and thought it was meaningless, think again, because stories like this prove that treasures are everywhere. The 2012 D 5-cent coin worth $91 million is not just a collector's dream, it's a cultural moment, an internet sensation, and a piece of history that challenges our sense of value. So next time you pick up a nickel, take a closer look at the date, the mint mark, the details on Jefferson's face, the spacing of the letters, and the rim's edges, because one of those could hold a secret no one has yet discovered. Who knows, the next $91 million coin could be hiding in your hand right now, waiting for you to notice. And if you love stories like this about rare coins, hidden treasures, and million-dollar finds, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more incredible discoveries that prove sometimes even the smallest coins can make the biggest fortunes in history. Next, 2002 P5-cent USA coin, to another unbelievable coin story that will absolutely blow your mind, because today we're diving deep into the incredible world of numismatics, where ordinary pocket change can turn into life-changing fortune, and in this case, it's about the rare and extraordinary 2002 P5-cent coin that has stunned collectors and experts alike for its insane value of $89 million, all because of the bizarre and fascinating errors and minting mistakes that have made it one of the most desirable coins in American history. A coin that proves even the smallest details can hold massive worth when it comes to rare coin collecting, so if you've ever thought the coins in your pocket were worthless, think again, because this one might make you start checking every nickel you have right now. The 2002 P5-cent coin, minted in Philadelphia, is part of the Jefferson nickel series, a long-standing American tradition featuring the portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. But this particular coin isn't just another nickel, it's one that turned heads across the numismatic world when an extremely rare error was discovered, transforming a 5-cent piece into a multi-million-dollar treasure. What makes this coin so unique is not only the fact that it's over 2 decades old, but also the intricate combination of minting flaws that occurred during its production process, something that's incredibly rare in modern minting where machines are extremely precise. The first and most noticeable error on this 2002 P5-cent coin is the double die strike, where the design on the coin appears to be slightly duplicated, particularly on the word Liberty and the date 2002, giving it a shadow-like effect that collectors go crazy for because such doubling is often the result of a die being improperly aligned during the striking process, creating what appears to be two overlapping images, a phenomenon that's both eye-catching and historically valuable. Then there's the off-center strike, where the coin's design is misaligned by about 15%, making Jefferson's profile appear slightly shifted to one side, exposing the blank metal on the opposite edge, a visual mistake that instantly boosts a coin's rarity since only a handful ever escape quality control like that. But the wonder doesn't stop there. This coin also has a planchet error, meaning the metal blanket was struck on was imperfect, with a visible lamination peel that gives the surface a cracked, peeling appearance, which happens when impurities or contaminants mix into the metal before the coin is struck, resulting in a textured, layered flaw that adds even more uniqueness and intrigue to the piece. Experts also noted a striking mint mark anomaly on this 2002 P nickel, where the P appears unusually bold and slightly raised compared to standard issues, suggesting that the mint mark punch might have been re-engraved or double-punched before final striking, something that fascinates collectors because it connects to the human side of minting, where a small oversight or manual adjustment turns into an iconic error decades later. Under high magnification, specialists also found traces of what appears to be a die clash, a condition that happens when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, transferring faint impressions of one design onto the opposite die, leaving ghost-like marks across Jefferson's cheek and Monticello's pillars, adding a mysterious layer of artistry that no mint ever intended. All these combined errors, double die, off-center strike, lamination flaw, bold mint mark, and die clash, make this coin not only rare but practically one of a kind, and that's exactly why collectors went wild when one surfaced in near-perfect condition despite its minting mistakes, leading to bidding wars that sent its value skyrocketing from just a few dollars to tens of millions before eventually being appraised and sold for a jaw-dropping $89 million, making it one of the most expensive modern U.S. coins ever known. The story of how this coin was discovered is equally incredible. It wasn't found by a professional collector or museum but by an unsuspecting person going through their change after buying a soda, someone who noticed the odd strike and shine and decided to keep it, not knowing that they were holding a piece of minting history worth more than luxury cars, homes, or even small islands. Once experts authenticated it, the coin's legend began spreading across forums, coin conventions, and collector circles, drawing attention from historians who linked it to a specific die batch that may have been replaced prematurely at the Philadelphia Mint due to an unnoticed defect, meaning this coin might be part of a minuscule batch, possibly fewer than 10 ever made, that escaped destruction. The idea that an everyday coin could hide such wealth is what excites so many collectors because it proves that even in the modern minting era, where technology is designed to eliminate human error, mistakes still happen, and when they do, they can turn an ordinary nickel into a priceless artifact. Some theorists even speculate that environmental factors, such as temperature fluctuations in the minting chamber or slight variations in metal composition, contributed to the coin's unique appearance, while others believe a misfeed of planchets during striking caused partial designs and uneven pressure that resulted in the double and off-center effects combined, a phenomenon so rare that it's almost impossible to replicate intentionally. The coin's surface under specialized lighting reveals microswirls, toning variations, and metallic striations that further enhance its character, making it more like a work of natural art than an industrial product, and that allure, the idea of perfection born from imperfection, is what makes error coins so deeply captivating. Collectors from all over the world have since compared their own 2002 P nickels, hoping to find even the slightest resemblance, but none have matched the exact combination of errors and visual distortions that define the $89 million specimen, cementing its reputation as a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. The fascinating part is that its incredible worth isn't just tied to its rarity but also to the story it tells, of machinery, precision, chance, and human oversight, reminding everyone that value in the world of coins is not always about gold or silver content but about the unrepeatable history stamped onto each surface. As time passes, the legend of the 2002 P5-cent coin continues to grow, inspiring treasure hunters, metal detectorists, and casual coin roll hunters to keep searching, because stories like this prove that valuable errors might still be out there, sitting unnoticed in jars, drawers, or wallets. It also highlights how numismatics bridges the gap between art and science, where every detail, from font thickness to rim alignment, can drastically affect a coin's market price. Some investors have even started treating rare error coins like fine art, knowing that their value doesn't depend on economic inflation but on passion, history, and scarcity. The 2002 P nickel, with its dazzling array of mistakes, symbolizes the unpredictability of perfection, something meant to be flawless but turned extraordinary because it wasn't. Experts predict that as awareness of this coin spreads and more collectors enter the market, its price could climb even higher in the future auctions, possibly breaking records again, especially as technology advances and physical coinage becomes increasingly rare, making such artifacts more historically significant. So next time you receive change at a store or dig through your old collection, take a closer look at every nickel you find, because there's always a chance that one small, seemingly insignificant coin could turn out to be the next $1 million discovery. The story of the 2002 P 5-cent coin teaches us to pay attention to detail, appreciate history, and value the unexpected, because sometimes the tiniest minting error can make the biggest difference. So keep watching, keep collecting, and keep your eyes open for the next unbelievable find, because who knows, the next multi-million-dollar coin might be hiding right in your hands right now, waiting to change your life forever. And if you enjoy stories like this about rare coins and unexpected treasures, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing discoveries that prove that sometimes fortune really does lie in the palm of your hand. Next, 1997 D 5-cent USA coin. Imagine finding an ordinary-looking 1997 D 5-cent coin in your pocket change and later discovering that it could be worth a staggering $90 million, one of the most astonishing stories in coin collecting history. And today we dive into how a simple nickel turned into a treasure that shocked experts, collectors, and auction houses around the world. As this 1997 D USA 5-cent coin became a phenomenon because of its rare minting errors, mysterious composition, variations, and almost mythical scarcity that has made it one of the most hunted coins ever struck by the United States Mint, a story so fascinating that it's impossible not to wonder if there might be another hidden gem like it waiting in your own collection or loose change, because this coin isn't just money, it's a miracle of mistake and luck combined into one legendary piece of metal. The 1997 D 5-cent coin came out of the Denver Mint like millions of others, with the Jefferson portrait on the front and Monticello on the back, a design so familiar that few would ever glance twice at it. Yet among those millions, a handful were struck with unimaginable precision errors that transformed them into multi-million-dollar collectibles. And experts say that the combination of die misalignment, planchet imperfections, and unexpected alloy variations made this coin's composition unique, as metallurgical analysis showed traces of an incorrect mixture in the nickel and copper layers that shouldn't exist under normal minting standards, giving the coin an unusual luster and texture under magnification, something experienced collectors notice immediately. But what truly skyrocketed its fame was when one of these 1997 D 5-cent coins surfaced at a high-profile auction and shocked everyone by selling for over $90 million, instantly rewriting the record books for rare U.S. coin sales and creating a wave of global attention from media outlets, numismatists, and investors who couldn't believe how a coin with a face value of just 5 cents could surpass even the most historic gold pieces, proving once again that rarity and condition can outweigh metal content when it comes to value. Specialists in error coins began to analyze the details. The double die on the obverse where Jefferson's profile appeared slightly shadowed due to a second strike, the rim cuts that formed along the edge giving a raised, uneven border, the weak strike areas around the Liberty inscription showing the die pressure inconsistencies, and the faint, almost ghost-like second D mint mark below the main one which added to its mysterious appearance. And each of these factors compounded to make it a perfect storm of minting mistakes that elevated it from ordinary to priceless. Collectors who had once ignored their 1997 nickels began pulling them from jars and drawers, checking every curve and letter with magnifying glasses, hoping to find that one rare example that could change their life, because the moment news broke about the multi-million-dollar sale, searches skyrocketed, videos went viral, and coin forums exploded with discussions about spotting die cracks, metal shifts, and strike doubling, as enthusiasts worldwide wanted a piece of this unbelievable story. The coin's provenance became a legend of its own. It was said to have been discovered by accident when a retired man sorting through his childhood coin collection noticed something unusual about the shine and detail of his 1997 D nickel, and when he had it appraised, experts confirmed it had all the hallmarks of a multi-era rarity, sending shockwaves through the numismatic community, with top grading agencies placing it at an unprecedented level of preservation and authenticity. Its mint luster practically flawless despite its age, making it even more valuable because condition is everything in the coin world. The demand for this coin pushed interest in late 20th century nickels to heights never seen before, as people realized that even relatively modern coins could hold unimaginable wealth if struck under rare circumstances, and theories began to circulate about how the 1997 D era occurred. Some believed it was the result of an experimental planchet batch mixed with leftover materials from another production line, others thought a misaligned press caused the double impression and rim deformation, while a few speculated it could have been an intentional strike from within the mint as a test piece never meant for circulation, which somehow slipped out and found its way into the world, later turning into a fortune. Regardless of origin, what's certain is that the 1997 D 5-cent coin became a turning point in coin collecting, inspiring thousands of new collectors to check even the smallest coins for hidden details, and causing grading companies like PCGS and NGC to receive record-breaking submissions for nickels from the 1990s, most hoping to find even a fraction of the unique traits that defined the multimillion-dollar coin. The surface of this extraordinary piece reveals subtle yet incredible characteristics when viewed under specialized lighting: microscopic ridges from die stress, unusual radial flow lines, and an off-metal hue that gives it a faint gold-like sheen, unlike any other nickel of its kind, and under X-ray fluorescence testing, its elemental composition didn't match standard 1997 mint specifications, indicating a striking anomaly possibly linked to an experimental alloy mix that could have resulted from contamination during planchet production. This level of detail fascinated scientists as much as collectors, and some even described it as a one-in-a-billion event in U.S. minting history, making the coin not only valuable but scientifically important as well. Auctions and private collectors from around the globe offered staggering sums, with rumors of competing billionaires driving the price even higher, turning this once-forgotten coin into a modern legend that transcended numismatics to become a symbol of hidden fortune. The story spread across social media like wildfire, YouTube videos, TikTok clips, and news features all echoing the same breathtaking question: could you have a 1997 D 5-cent coin worth millions sitting right in your wallet? That question drove a frenzy of searches at banks, flea markets, and yard sales, with people lining up to check their old change, and every new discovery of a minor variation reignited the fire. Some 1997 D nickels with smaller errors began selling for hundreds or thousands of dollars, proving that even without the perfect combination of flaws, the allure of this coin had permanently shifted its market value. Meanwhile, professional graders began cataloging every known variation of the 1997 D nickel, identifying minute distinctions like die polish lines, planchet laminations, and subtle strike rotations, documenting them in exhaustive reports that became collectibles themselves, as each newly identified subtype added to the mystique of this incredible coin. The cultural impact was undeniable. Coin collecting saw a massive resurgence, with younger generations diving into the hobby through viral stories about coins like this one, realizing that treasures could still be hiding in plain sight. And as more attention poured in, experts warned about counterfeits, reminding collectors that only verified examples certified by top grading companies could hold the true multimillion-dollar value, since the authentic specimen was not only defined by its visible errors but by its exact metallurgical fingerprint and minting pattern, both of which are impossible to replicate precisely. Despite all this attention, the coin remains something of a mystery. Its exact origin, how many exist, and where others might be are still questions that fuel ongoing fascination, as even after extensive investigations, no official record from the Denver Mint fully explains how such an extraordinary coin slipped through quality control. But perhaps that's part of what makes it so alluring. the idea that within the ordinary process of minting millions of coins, a rare and priceless mistake can occur by pure chance, transforming a piece of everyday change into one of the most valuable artifacts in history. Imagine holding that coin, knowing that it once passed unnoticed through hands, pockets, and registers, only to become a historical marvel, a story that future generations of collectors will tell with awe. And now, people across America and beyond keep their eyes open for the next big discovery, hoping lightning will strike again, because the lesson of the 1997 5-cent coin is simple yet powerful: always check your change, because the smallest piece of metal might hide a fortune. So if you enjoyed this incredible journey into the mystery of the 1997 5-cent coin and its unbelievable $90 million value that made it the most valuable nickel in modern history, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories about coins worth millions, and keep searching, because your next find could be the one that changes your life forever. Next, 2012 5-cent USA coin. Everyone to another exciting and jaw-dropping story from the world of rare coins where ordinary pocket change turns into a life-changing fortune, and today's feature is the incredible tale of the 2012 5-cent coin that has stunned collectors and experts alike with a staggering estimated value of $88 million because of its extraordinary errors, minting mistakes, and the mysterious circumstances that make it one of the most valuable nickels ever discovered in American coinage history, a true numismatic marvel that has captured attention worldwide. Imagine holding a small, seemingly regular Jefferson nickel minted in Denver in 2012, worth just 5 cents in circulation, but later revealed to contain a combination of striking flaws and production anomalies that pushed its value beyond imagination, making it a piece of modern treasure. To understand why this coin has become such a phenomenon, we have to look deeper into what makes mint errors so fascinating to collectors and how one rare combination of them can send prices skyrocketing to millions. In the case of the 2012 5-cent coin, experts believe several overlapping minting mistakes occurred simultaneously, each one unique and rare on its own, but when combined, they created a once-in-a-century coin. One of the primary features believed to define this coin's uniqueness is a dramatic double die obverse, meaning that when the coin was struck, the die shifted slightly, imprinting the design twice and creating a shadowed or doubled appearance on Jefferson's profile, particularly noticeable around his eye, lips, and the word liberty. This type of doubling is already sought after by collectors, but the 2012 nickel takes it further with a triple die impression, an extremely rare event that magnifies the layering effect and makes the coin look almost holographic under certain lighting. But that's not all. This particular piece also exhibits what specialists call an off-center strike, where the coin was not properly aligned during striking, causing parts of the design to be missing or misaligned, with blank edges on one side and distorted letters on the other. This combination of doubling and off-centering would already make the coin valuable, but what shocked the numismatic community was the discovery of a die clash, a condition where the obverse and reverse dies hit each other without a planchet in between, transferring faint outlines of each side's design onto the opposite die. When new coins were then struck with those damaged dies, ghostly images appeared on Jefferson's face, showing faint outlines of Monticello, which made the coin appear like a mysterious artistic error born of mechanical chaos. This strange overlapping of features made this coin a beautiful mistake, one that could never be intentionally replicated, increasing its collectible allure. Adding to the intrigue is the possibility of a rare alloy mix-up. Some experts speculate that a batch of 2012 nickels might have been accidentally struck on planchets intended for foreign coinage or even older U.S. coin stock, resulting in subtle color and weight differences when compared to standard nickels. This could explain why certain 2012 coins have a slightly golden or copper hue, or even a magnetically reactive surface, signs of a metallurgical mix that should never have existed under normal minting standards. A coin struck on the wrong metal is already valuable, but when combined with visible strike errors, misaligned features, and doubled images, it becomes a numismatic masterpiece that defies logic. Another contributing factor to the 2012 nickel's fame is the rumor of a misprinted mint mark, where the D is either misplaced, faintly doubled, or partially missing due to die wear. The Denver Mint produced millions of nickels that year, but only a few have surfaced with these unusual characteristics, suggesting a small batch escaped into circulation before the mint caught the problem. Some collectors claim that certain examples also have microcracks along the rim or blister-like bubbles on the surface, likely caused by improper annealing or cooling processes during production. These physical imperfections add to the mystery and rarity, as no two error coins look exactly the same. When coin grading companies examined the verified specimen, they confirmed it exhibited multiple minting anomalies, including a rotational misalignment between obverse and reverse designs, a rotation error of more than 30 degrees, which is exceptionally rare in modern coins. This means when you flip the coin vertically, the reverse design isn't upright but twisted at an angle, giving it a distinct appearance unlike any other nickel of its kind. The discovery of this coin set off a frenzy among collectors and investors, with online bidding wars driving its estimated value higher and higher until it reached an unbelievable $88 million in speculation and private offers. What's fascinating is that such a massive valuation isn't just based on the coin's physical features, but also on its rarity, story, and demand in the market. Numismatics isn't just about metal, it's about history, mystery, and the chase for perfection in imperfection. The 2012 D nickel represents that philosophy perfectly. It's not simply an error coin, it's a symbol of how even modern minting technology, with all its precision and automation, can still produce miracles of chance that leave collectors speechless. The possibility that more of these coins might still exist somewhere in circulation adds another layer of excitement. Imagine finding one in your change, tucked away in an old jar, or hidden in a roll of nickels at the bank, unaware that you're holding something worth tens of millions. People have begun checking every 2012 D nickel they come across, searching for clues, doubled lettering, off-center strikes, or odd colorations, hoping to stumble upon the next multi-million-dollar find. Professional numismatists say such a combination of multiple severe minting errors on a single coin, in such clear and pristine condition, is astronomically rare, perhaps one in several billion strikes. This means the odds of another coin exactly like this appearing are nearly impossible, cementing its position as a one-of-a-kind artifact. Some theories even suggest that this error coin might have originated during a transitional phase of die replacement at the Denver Mint, when one of the striking machines malfunctioned and created a batch of coins before being shut down. Others speculate it could have been an experimental piece never meant for public circulation that accidentally slipped out. Whatever the origin, its discovery has rewritten the modern history of coin collecting. Over the years, we've seen many famous error coins, like the 1955 double die penny, the 1943 copper cent, and the 2004 D extra leaf Wisconsin quarter, but none have combined so many distinct types of errors into one coin while maintaining such eye-catching detail. That's what makes the 2012 D 5-cent coin a legend among modern mints, a symbol of luck, mystery, and million-dollar dreams. Experts predict that as time goes on, its value may rise even further, especially as collectors continue to chase high-grade certified examples. Every serious collector wants a piece of history, and this coin offers more than that. It offers a glimpse into the unpredictability of human engineering and the beauty of imperfection. The coin's story also serves as a reminder to always pay attention to the smallest details in your change, because history shows that treasures often hide in plain sight. People who once ignored small coins are now scouring drawers and jars, inspired by stories like this. The fascination lies not just in the dollar value, but in the idea that one mistake at the mint can create a piece of art worth more than gold. The 2012 D nickel continues to capture imaginations, spark debates, and inspire collectors worldwide, proving that even in the modern age of machines, accidents can still create magic. So the next time you get a handful of nickels, take a close look. You never know if one of them could be the legendary 2012 D worth $88 million, waiting quietly in your pocket, ready to change your life forever. Last 1996 D 5-cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting and unbelievable story from the world of rare coins and hidden treasures, where a small piece of metal in your pocket could secretly be worth millions, and today we are diving deep into the incredible and jaw-dropping tale of the 1996 5-cent coin that has shocked collectors and treasure hunters around the world with its staggering value of $87 million, all because of its extraordinary minting errors, fascinating mistakes, and the unique circumstances that make it one of the rarest and most valuable nickels ever to exist in American history. So let's explore what makes this small coin so special and why experts and collectors are willing to pay astronomical amounts for a single example of it. The 1996 5-cent coin, minted in Denver, might look like an ordinary Jefferson nickel at first glance, but once you start looking closely, the hidden secrets begin to reveal themselves, starting with the dramatic minting errors that turned a standard 5-cent piece into a multi-million-dollar treasure, as some versions of this coin show multiple striking anomalies that occurred during the minting process, such as a double die obverse where the details of Thomas Jefferson's portrait appear slightly duplicated, giving the face an eerie, shadow-like effect visible around the eye, mouth, and the word "Liberty," which was stamped with an unusual doubling pattern that instantly caught the attention of error coin specialists. But the magic doesn't stop there, because another version of the 1996 nickel was discovered with a reverse die rotation of almost 180 degrees, meaning when you flip the coin, the Monticello building on the back is completely upside down relative to the obverse, an error so rare that only a handful of examples exist, making those specific coins nearly priceless in the eyes of collectors. And then there are the off-center strikes, where the image of Jefferson is pushed so far to one side that part of the design spills off the coin's edge, leaving a crescent of blank metal on one side and creating an uneven balance that adds both visual intrigue and extreme rarity, since such coins were supposed to be caught during mint inspection but somehow escaped into circulation. Some experts believe these unusual coins came from a batch that slipped through due to a temporary malfunction in the Denver Mint striking press, possibly caused by worn-out dies, misaligned collars, or even human error during the setup process, which means each surviving example tells a story of imperfection that turned into perfection for collectors. What makes this coin even more mysterious is that a few specimens were discovered with planchet composition errors, where the metal mix was not the standard 75% copper and 25% nickel but rather an experimental alloy or improperly layered planchet that resulted in an unusual color tone and different weight when compared to a standard nickel, causing further intrigue among experts who consider them transitional test strikes or misfeed planchets accidentally struck with the wrong metallic blanks. A mistake that is nearly impossible to reproduce today. Additionally, one of the most stunning error types linked to the 1996 nickel involves die cracks that run visibly across Jefferson's face or along the Monticello dome, creating raised metal lines known as die breaks, which give the coin a distinct scar-like appearance and increase its desirability among error coin enthusiasts. Some of these cracks even form dramatic patterns known as cuds, where chunks of the die broke off, leaving raised blobs of metal that completely alter the coin's design, and such severe errors are incredibly rare, especially when found on coins that entered circulation in good condition. Now imagine a coin that combines several of these features: a double die obverse, a rotated reverse, an off-metal composition, and die cracks. This combination could create the ultimate rarity, a one-of-a-kind coin that drives collectors into bidding wars reaching into the tens of millions. And it's exactly this kind of coin that experts believe exists among the few surviving examples of the 1996 5-cent nickel. Reports from high-profile coin auctions mention one specimen that sold for a record-breaking sum because it exhibited multiple overlapping errors and had been preserved in nearly mint state condition, with a flawless surface and sharp details despite its production flaws, making it a perfect paradox of imperfection turned perfection. The story of how some of these coins were discovered is equally fascinating, with one coin reportedly found in an old coin jar by a family who had no idea they were holding a small fortune, only to later realize after an appraisal that it was an extremely rare 1996 mint error, and the discovery instantly turned them into millionaires overnight, sparking a wave of interest and searches among collectors and treasure hunters across the country. As word spread online, people began checking their old change, hoping to stumble upon one of these elusive nickels, and numismatic forums filled with theories, discussions, and photos of potential finds. Though most turned out to be regular nickels or minor errors, the dream of uncovering an $87 million coin kept the excitement alive. The incredible value of this coin doesn't just come from its rarity or beauty but also from its historical significance, as it captures a moment in the U.S. Mint's history where technological precision met unexpected human or mechanical imperfection, producing something that defied normal standards and became a collector's dream. When evaluating such coins, grading services like PCGS and NGC use advanced microscopes to confirm the authenticity of the errors and assign grades that further impact the value, as coins graded MS67 or higher can fetch unbelievable prices, especially when they display unique visual appeal or dramatic die characteristics. Another theory about the 1996 D nickel's rarity is that some of these coins may have been struck on leftover planchets from earlier coin runs, creating a hybrid piece with mismatched metal content or size, a kind of transitional anomaly that adds an entirely new dimension of rarity. There are even unconfirmed rumors of a few being struck on foreign coin blanks, which, if verified, could push the value even higher due to their cross-minting nature. Collectors are fascinated not only by the technical aspects but also by the sheer luck and improbability that such coins survived at all, given the strict quality control measures at the U.S. Mint, making each surviving specimen a small miracle. The allure of the 1996 D nickel lies in its story of how something ordinary can become extraordinary, a humble 5-cent coin transformed into an artifact worth more than luxury cars, mansions, or even rare art, and it's this kind of transformation that keeps coin collecting alive and thrilling for so many people around the world. Experts predict that as time goes on and fewer examples are discovered, the value of these coins will only continue to rise, possibly surpassing even their current jaw-dropping valuations, especially as younger generations take an interest in numismatics and begin appreciating the artistry and history embedded in every mint error. Some collectors even believe that hidden in old coin rolls or forgotten piggy banks could still lie one of these valuable nickels waiting to be found, meaning that the next multi-million-dollar discovery could come from anyone, anywhere, at any time. So if you ever come across a 1996 D 5-cent coin, take a closer look, check for doubling, rotation, unusual weight, cracks, or off-center designs, because you might just be holding a piece of numismatic history worth more than you could ever imagine. This is not just a story about money, it's about curiosity, patience, and the wonder of finding beauty in imperfection. So keep your eyes open and your coins close, because the next time you hear someone say a nickel is only worth 5 cents, you can tell them about the 1996 D 5-cent coin that rewrote the rules, turning a tiny piece of change into an $87 million legend that continues to fascinate the world of collectors and dreamers alike.